Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual. Today, I would like to speak about inner harmony and insight and stability is not something you gain once and then you are done with it. For some reason, that has actually become quite a norm in many, many cases. For most skill, abilities, faculties of any kind, especially within our own soul spiritual being, requires constant stimuli, influx of life, of your conscious center, your spirit. For your spirit is the sun that gives nourishment to your inner being. And your inner being is something we need to regulate and maintain and hold maintenance over actively and consciously for us to become stable and sturdy within our own inner being. And for us to do so, it requires meditation, inner reflection, and reflecting of our past and our present and where we are moving on in the future. And also to hold an aspiration in the future that is of a moral, good, and warm-natured kind. For if it is not, your actions and means towards that aspiration will become, well, the same as the goal you are going towards. So if your goal is to spiritualize, redeem, master your own inner being with discipline but also gentleness, a disciplined gentleness, and over, well, your whole lifetime and your next lifetime, you become more and more mature as a spiritual soul being. For us to be harmonious and to go and strive towards such things requires practice. Study and practice and becoming curious and wondrous about the path of esoteric science and, well, development. So to be able to even go towards this development, one needs to find out where is the path of redemption. For first we need to clear out a lot of inner turmoil and karma, and, well, there are a lot of turbulence and turmoil within our own inner being. The more we are managing to clear that up, for you will be surprised of how much it actually affects our everyday to-day living. But it is about holding oneself to a standard, a discipline, and a certain state of morality. So, and also at the same time not becoming that one-sided dogmatically, and that is what you follow, that you become law and you try to bring down law's hammer on everyone. You do know how utterly annoying that is, right? And how you should not be a preacher, and for more often than not, that preaching that is often so extreme, you know what type of preaching I mean, because even they cannot stand to that standard. That standard is not that standard we needed to hold ourselves to 2,000 years ago. Today we have another different task at hand. For we are not a one-sided human being. We have many sides. And to take an example, we are a threefold human being: body, soul, and spirit. But we also, in this body, soul, and spirit, we have the ego, which is kind of both in between soul and spirit. It is kind of, and we have, it is our center, the core. We cannot live without the ego. We would be a blank, catatonic being wandering around with something filling us up. So our ego, our spirit, when we have uplifted the ego and purified it to a high degree, it becomes spirit. And spirit is what is directing you towards goals and aspirations and activities in general. Your soul is where the stage of sensations and feelings comes into play, especially through social interactions and, well, how much we are willing to rile ourselves up, or on the other hand, calm ourselves down. For some people loves to rile themselves up and even find things to rile themselves up with. I don't know, maybe there is some kind of addiction to anger. Maybe there is something in them that always wish to be angry, but they cannot fully comprehend it themselves. Or when you are always wishing to be calm and clear and observe the situation and learn and take in whatever you can from it, no matter what. Not becoming feverish. When I say feverish, becoming panicky and wishing to go. It's like your soul and spirit wish to leave your body and run away from there, in a sense. But no, even if you hear your heart bump from the head and all the way down to your feet, you still observe and are awake for a panic and a sudden, you know what I mean. If you leave your body, you can end up doing. This is a perfect example. There are situations where two people argue. The other one has a very much more intelligent and well thought through and reflected upon perspective of things. The other one is, well, very one-sided and narrow-minded and doesn't wish to see it any other way than they do. So when the other one lays forth the proper and correct and clear stated arguments for, and it's not really arguments, it's just perspectives, perceptions, and realities of what he has gone and come through. And the other person is becoming more and more agitated, and he just doesn't really want to be there. Because he knows the other person is speaking truth, and you cannot slap truth in the face. That would be very, very stupid. And because of it, because he cannot argue, he flies into a rage. That is when something takes over your being, and you are in no control anymore. That is because you wish to get away, you separate from your being, so your physical body was open for possession, in a sense. And anger and rage out of control in attack mode that got out of in an instability like that is a possession. It's a temporary quick possession that once that person comes back to themselves, they never feel good about it, ever, because they knew they lost control. That was just an extreme example. When you are in your being with your spirit, when you wish to spiritualize your whole being and actually live as in your temple your whole life, but also spiritualizing this temple, strengthening it, studying and mastering it so that it can become spiritual. For we spiritualize this physical body too. When we put this physical body aside after death, when we build a new body in our next lifetime, we have worked upon the physicality of what we build, in a sense. You understand what I mean here? Even this physical mineral body is perishing. Our soul and spirit has developed enough so that our next mineral being that we incarnate in, if we even incarnate next time in physical bodies, if we become physical next time, it depends on how long we are in Kamaloka, if it is millennia or if it just is centuries. It is dependent of that. And yeah, I think I will leave you with this today. I had such inspirations, I just wanted to see what came out today, and it was fun. So one of my recommendations to you, if you do spiritual work and inspiring others through such media as wonderful YouTube, because it connects the whole world except for the countries that obviously has some troubles within their own borders they need to clear up in before we can do anything about it. We can complain all we like, but we, as me and you, as your friends, my friends, and my surroundings, we have a responsibility of counteracting this chaos and, well, overwhelming influx of lower forces and temptations, so that others can follow over time. It's much better to have an inner order and discipline, strength of morality and value of good, and also hold the inner capability and foundation to stand passively resistant to evil and not attack it, for we will not decrease evil then. If you an evil act and attacking someone is an evil act in itself. There is a reason why the Christ said, "Turn the other cheek." It is for us so we should not create even more karma and more conflict and feuds. It's about swallowing our own pride here. Or, well, we can refuse to do so also. That is a choice. But we have to understand that based on these two different ways of doing things, there are different types of consequences and results. And that is what I will leave you with today. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you. And may the Godhead, Seraphim, Cherubim, Thrones, Kyriadetes, Dynamis, Exousiae, Archai, Archangels, and Angels all provide you with what you need to survive, live, and thrive, and be creative and inspirational to others, so others can be inspirational to others and be healing as a healing force spreading throughout the world. For we can, with patience and inner dedication to mastery, for when we all have mastered, we can actually take a little time to build, well, anything on this planet that actually has some healing properties and actually a sense for consequences and results in the future. So I love you so much. Thank you. See you later and have a beautiful, beautiful day further. Goodbye.